Hey, welcome, everybody. Thanks for showing up. I've had a rough day, so I'm going to be a little discombobulated, but thanks for coming on. I know I'm late. Had a little technical difficulties and a little mental difficulties today. So just being honest, I don't want anyone to think that they're out here in this cold, cruel world by themselves and nobody else has fucked up days. Because I've had a really fucked up day and a few fucked up weeks. So aside from everything, welcome to the show, In Love with Kimberly Michael. I am Kimberly Michael. We are on SavageCom.Entertainment. My dope-ass producer, Jim Savage, who I adore, who does all this fancy stuff for me that I would never and probably ever be able to figure out or comprehend, but he does an amazing job. So big shout outs. If you're on here listening, please hit subscribe, like, comment, share the shit out of the show. Share the shit out of the show. But not yesterday. So this has kind of been a topic for a few days. Jay's talked about it kind of in a different way on a show that he's on. I talked about it on Sunday. I just think it's really important to have the conversation. So I'm extending it over to here. And it's mostly the best way for me to explain it. It's how we are, I don't know the word, but it's how we're basically the narrative that's being pushed. One of the narratives is that the toxic behaviors that we have mean something good. And I'm going to go a couple of times back, actually, because there was I talked about a meme that said, if I'm tripping, then that I care. If I'm silent, that's when you should worry. And so, of course, if I'm tripping, so if I have bad behavior, it's okay because it means I care. And if you then don't respond to me in the way that I want you to respond, I'm going to be silent and not speak to you and punish you for said bad behavior. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. And it's not the only, narrative that's like that's out there. Well, the meme that goes with these narratives, there's a lot of different ones where we are just being, outwardly toxic and carrying toxic behaviors, but we're edifying, maybe that's the word I want. I mean, it's like, it's the thing to do. Let me have fucking bad behavior and then every man's going to want me. I don't get it, but that's kind of what's happening. We're being presented with this narrative that if we behave toxically, if we have toxic behaviors, that's okay because. So where this all kind of stemmed from is there was a question on Jay's show, and Jay, if you're in the comments, Jay's got a couple of podcasts that he does, so I don't want to misspeak. I believe I know which one it was on, but if he wants to type it in there, that'd be great. But it was on one of his, it doesn't matter. But just so you could go back for review. And they were asking, like, the rough day, guys, rough day. It led to a conversation about women withholding sex when they're pissed off, basically. Like, I don't have to go through the whole engagement, because that's really how this whole conversation started with me after I listened to the show. Because first of all, who does that? And I'm specifically speaking about women who punish men with sex or manipulate them with, or withholding, or get whatever. Okay. But withholding it, the velvet room. Okay, there you go. The velvet room is where this whole freaking thing started. Because I'm watching the show, and they're talking about how women, punish, again, if you will, men by not giving them sex. First of all, none of us should be in any type of relationship that there is language such as punishment, or I'm going to do this if you don't do this, manipulation. Like, we should not even be, if we are in a relationship where that is happening, that relationship immediately needs to be assessed. The individual withholding the sex, especially, it's mostly women. We all know that. I'm sure men do it too. But for the most part, we know it's a woman thing, right? That this is when you ain't getting shit. Well, that's just the stupidest shit I've ever heard. No offense to the women who do it, but some offense I'm sure is taken. But it is ridiculous. How is that helping or healing or resolving the situation? Right? But you'll see a meme, you'll see groups, you'll see conversations, well, fuck him, he made me mad, whatever, and I'm not giving him shit, like, he ain't getting it tonight or whatever. In my head, listen, first of all, I don't go to bed angry, so I'm not much of a, nowadays, I'm not much of a person that argues back and forth. I will state my case, you state yours, as long as there's no confusion. If we aren't in agreement, then we can move on from one another about that conversation. We don't have to continue the conversation. And I get misunderstood a lot because I'll say, okay, all right, cool, no problem, I'm done. We can move on. And a lot of men take me saying I'm done like, well, fuck you, I'm done. But I'm really just being clear and speaking clearly that, okay, cool. And I have to explain, you said what you said. I heard what you said. I understand what you said. I said what I said. You understood it. We don't agree. I'm not going to spend the evening or even another minute trying to convince you to believe what I believe. I'm not going to do that. And I'm not going to listen to you try to convince me why I should believe what you believe. I'm going to believe what I believe. You're going to believe what you believe, and we're going to move on. And we don't have to continue this conversation. Why do we have to engage any further? We don't agree. What's the big fucking deal? There's a million people on a million different things that I don't agree with them with, but I'm not going to sit there and, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Some posts get me heated. Some fucking people get me heated, and I will say some shit. I'm not disrespectful, but like, I will engage up to a certain point, though. I will always cut it short. But the behavior that we have right now, where we're just, and I'm speaking about women, okay? Let me be clear. I'm speaking about women. I am a woman. I was born a woman. I'm going to always be a woman until I'm not, which would, basically be my last breath. So I'm speaking for women because I am a woman and I've been around women and I can do that. So, we something else. I ain't even gonna lie. I mean, even me considering myself to be enlightened and peaceful and healed and whole, I've had to check myself the last month or so. I've had a lot of people read my ass, and I've had to check myself about my own behavior. And I just really don't honestly feel there's enough of us doing that shit. I don't think we're really truly checking ourselves. I think we're checking ourselves to the extent that it suits us, that we're comfortable with. You know what I mean? We're not really, I've said this before. I think a lot of people on their healing process start just upgrading their bad behavior. It's not as bad as it was, but it really isn't where, it actually should be. I was having a conversation today, as always, with my child. And we were talking about behavioral patterns and changing them. And also being enlightened in the moment. In other words, that this is a pattern. You're aware that it is your behavior. You understand not only where the behavior is coming from, but where that pain even initiated from that's causing the behavior. You're aware of all of those things. But yet still, the next step you take is the same step that you took 4 times back, right? And in that moment, when you are aware and you continue a behavior, can we talk about being toxic? Now, it really doesn't matter where the pain came from or where the behavior came from. But like I say all the time, we right here now. So what do we need to do? Right? I mean, we can deal with that past stuff. We have to heal the wound. But in the immediate time, excuse me, in the immediate time, yes, Bruce, absolutely. Everyone needs at least one friend that will be totally honest with them and that they totally love. I absolutely agree with that. And I have a lot of those, actually. Thanks, Anthony. I appreciate y'all for showing up. Make sure you hit subscribe, like, comment, and then share the shit out of the show. And sorry about that. I have my phone on Do Not Disturb, but I have starred people. So my apologies. Anyway, back to this toxicity. So we're doing these things. At some point, we literally have to stop ourselves from doing what we are doing, and physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever we're at spiritually, we have to force ourselves to do a new thing. Because if we don't, then we stay in this toxicity. And I don't know about you guys, but every page I go on, men are asking for one fucking thing. I am so not talking about a preference here, okay? I'm not talking about over 5'5", under 5 foot, big ass, no ass, fupa, big girl, big girl, color. I'm not talking about any preference. There is one thing across the board that men are asking of women. I don't care what their belief is behind this, but every fucking man I have ever seen make any comment, shitty or otherwise, wants peace. Peace. Do you know what that looks like even? Most of us don't even know what peace looks like. We don't know what it sounds like. We don't know what it feels like. We don't know how to move inside or outside of it. And I have absolutely no business, honestly, having this conversation with anybody on here, because it is very challenging for me to be in a peaceful place as well, too. It's challenging for me. I'm aware as well. I'm aware of my bad behaviors. I'm aware that, I don't know that I have toxic behaviors like with other people. I mean, I can honestly say I'm way past the stage where I have to be toxic with somebody. I'm not saying it couldn't get real close, but I'm really good now about catching myself, because I just don't want to do that. I don't want to scream and fuss I don't want to do that. I don't want to jump in my man's face and start screaming and hollering at him just because I'm angry. I want to be able to sit down like we're doing together and literally be just like this and say, hey, this is what happened. Now, with that being said, I don't believe, we all know this about me. I don't believe in compromise. I don't believe in reciprocation. I don't believe there has to be trials and tribulations. And for those of us that have already been in trials and tribulations and come forward and you've already done that, okay, I'm not judging you. But specifically for me, moving forward in my relationship, moving forward, I myself am looking for some peace because I ain't really had any. I don't know about y'all, but I ain't really had any peace in my life. I had trauma in my childhood, and that made me choose trauma in my adulthood. And I stayed in that cycle for, the majority of my life. I've literally only been free of a really toxic cycle, generational cycle, for like 6 years. And y'all, when I tell you work, when I tell you put in fucking work, there's nothing that makes me, I'm just being honest now, and I am going to be kind of judgy. There's nothing that irritates me more than a woman that says when the right man shows up. I feel like throwing my fucking shoe at women that say that shit. And if you're on here and you say that and you're already mad, take a moment, take a deep breath, and just listen to what I have to say. Because the bottom line, I'm here to support men, but I'm not here to talk to them. I've listened to men and I continue to listen to men and I hear what they want. So if a man's attracted to me and he want to talk to me and he want to holler at me, I know that at the end of the day, he want peace from me. Everything else is irrelevant. Am I lying? So I'm paying attention, by the way, to the comments and whatnot, but am I lying? Because there's several men on here right now. Peace. That's what y'all want, right? Peace. When you come home, when you get in the house, when you call us, right? You don't care what we look like. At the end of the day, you don't care about this. I mean, as long as we give you peace. You cannot just show up peaceful one day when you have immersed yourself in masculine, toxic behavior, where you have immersed yourself in trauma and pain and moved out of it all the time. You ain't, and I'm saying it right, you ain't just gonna get up and then all of a sudden, here I'm gonna be peace and food. I mean, I could certainly think of some other things as well too, but yes, peace and food. Food is a very good one. Although there's a lot of men that love to cook. So, like chef status kind of, right? Yeah, Jay said, I'm not lying at all. I don't think I'm lying either. And I don't think we as women even realize that we are not peaceful creatures, let alone do we provide a peaceful environment for someone else to be peaceful in. I don't think a lot of us know that we do. Like I can honestly look back and see, even with my last very short-lived relationship, which was literally almost, it's like 2.5 years ago that it ended. 2.5 years ago that it ended. It was very short-lived. And I can look back then even and be like, oh, I'm sure that came across. I shouldn't say came across because it's not really taking responsibility. So, I mean, I definitely carried some toxic behaviors, right? I mean, I did. I did some, I didn't do fucked up shit, but I had toxic behaviors. That's just the bottom line. I'm taking responsibility. I had some toxic behaviors that I've since addressed, to be honest, and fought like hell, to make sure that, I'm out of that, where I would choose whatever I chose at the time to make me, behave the way that I behaved, whatever it was. And don't get me wrong, it wasn't like it was anything crazy by any means. I mean, basically, I would manipulate the conversation because I was smarter than he was. So anyway, and I would manipulate the conversation. I'm not dogging the dude. I'm a smart woman, very smart woman. So I'm not dogging the dude saying he wasn't smart. I'm just saying I was smarter. And because of that, I used that against him in arguments, and I was very calm, and he was very irrational and very emotional and very aggressive and loud. And I was, very calm, and I was you know, I guess I probably like quietly verbally attacked him. That makes sense. Anyway, so nonetheless, I had toxic behavior. And I haven't seen a post lately where a woman said, "Hey, man, me and my dude just broke up, and I was fucking insane. I was toxic. I was so wrong, and that shit was unnecessary. And I need to figure out what the fuck I'm doing and why I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying?" Hey T. Hey boo. Oh, if I haven't said it already, not this part, but I'm going to do that part again too, Jay. No, I'm going to do it now. Subscribe, comment, like, and share. Subscribe, like, comment, share. Actually, it doesn't matter what order, but definitely subscribe, and then you guys know when I'm coming on next time. So, anybody can call in and talk to me, by the way. So if you're on here and you want to have a conversation with me, you are more than welcome to chime in. I don't know that I say that enough, but it's the case. So just so you know, at any time, just let me know and I will pull you in. But you will be, live with me on here. Okay, so let me know, and if I don't do it, Jay will. Oh, well, there it is. So if anybody wants to jump in and have a conversation with me about this, and because I would really love, I don't need I just want to talk about behaviors. Like, we don't need, because again, Colin Howe, you hit that link right there and it pulls you in. Yeah. And yeah, I hate that women aren't honest with each other as well too, because we be hyping, not me personally, but a lot of women hype up, the other. Well, girl, you had to do what you had to do, and he know what you've been through, and you know what I'm saying. Like, that's it's not all right. Like, let's not. I'm telling you, I love Gilly, except for right now, because I swear I'm gonna fight her, because I don't even know where she's at right now. She always has a problem getting you on. So I don't know where she's at, but me and her, she been one of the people that been getting in my ass, like really reading my ass the last couple of weeks. Like, I know I said something one day and she was like, "Oh, so we back on you," basically. Like, and she checks me, like, for real. I hate this so many. I really do. You know what I'm saying? I have friends and I'm like, that's not okay. Neither's that outfit. No, your ass does not look good in that. Take it off. You know what I'm saying? Like, there, across the board, there's so many other things that we should be saying. You know what I mean? And to one another, to encourage one another, lift one another up. But the shit that's going on now, I don't even know that I know, me personally, this is one of my biggest things, and this has been, and I'm going to say this because I'm going to go sidebar for just a second. And I know I touched on it when I first came on, but I want to do it again. For any of y'all that is like struggling mentally, and I'm not talking about you got to be all to the point. If you are all to the point where you are having horrible thoughts, then you need to direct them to someone and allow someone to help you. But I'm talking about right now specifically, just people who we're making it, right? But mentally, there's just some days, and everybody knows I'm very transparent. Everybody that follows me know I'm trying. And, last week I was ready to, toss my fucking room. Like, for real. Like, it really took me several times during the day to like check myself and really calm myself down enough that I didn't flip this fucking desk over and start flipping all this furniture over in this damn room. I'm serious. Like, clear this damn mantle back here. Ready. I was ready. And I was pretty close to stay to tossing some shit. I ain't even gonna lie. And I didn't. But if you're going through it, baby, everybody's going through it. Like, we here with you, for real. Like, it's okay to have a moment to really, gather yourselves. It's fucking hard. It's really challenging out here. And if we don't start finding a more peaceful way to engage with one another, especially in our relationships, I don't even know what we're going to do. I mean, we have to be able to come home to each other in this peaceful environment. And, you know, everybody has a right to peace. Even the most tormented of souls have a right to it. It might not look like they do, but just as human beings, you know, we don't know what people have been through in their lifetime. And that's not excusing the behavior. Because I have no love for pedophiles. You feel me? Rapists and children, people that kill children, anything like that. I don't care. So don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say that there aren't people this doesn't apply to. It sounds fucked up. I don't care. But for the most part, everybody deserves some fucking peace in their life. Everybody deserves to be loved. You can't move around in the energy of love, I don't think, right? I'm not a licensed therapist. What I'm talking from is all experience. I don't know any more than anybody else does. I'm just willing to get my ass up on this little TV screen and say what I think. That's all. That's the only thing that makes me different from anybody else. What's up, K Boogie? What's up, baby? Thank y'all for showing up. I really appreciate y'all showing up and spending time with me. And some people like Terrell are from my Podbean show on Sunday nights, and he's been around for a minute. There's Gilly. Hey, I love you too. And so Gilly's on. That's good news. There's a link, Gilly, if you go back up the chat, that you can come on and get on here. I don't know if you did your hair and got ready. Yeah, I appreciate y'all so much. That I really. Oh, you know what, y'all? I said I wasn't gonna, but I'm gonna just let me share the show with one other person that it's important that I share it with her. Let me just find her and share it with her real quick, because she's yes, subscribe, like, comment, and share while I'm sharing. That's a great idea, Jay. Big ups to SavageCom.Entertainment and Jim Savage, whom I call Jay with his permission, of course. I call him Jay. I got a thing for first letters of names. I don't know why, but some people, I guess, can get the name, but he just got the J. So big ups to him for all that he does for me, because he truly does. I don't think he understands how grateful I am for him. Like he's really dope. He's done some shit for me, for real. So anyway, anybody can call in. The links in the Jay's putting it up in the little box. And yep, feel free. That brings you in so that we can talk. And I'm down for talking to anybody, as long as we just, stay respectful and understand that we may not necessarily carry the same idea. That doesn't mean that we can't have conversation with one another and speak to one another civilly and respectfully. So as long as although, those things happen, feel free to call in. Okay, so anyway, let's finish talking about women and our freaking toxic behaviors. Instead of talking about my toxic behaviors, let's talk about other ones. Because I want to go back to the punishment thing. I want to go back to women punishing men. Again, I'm being very specific because someone asked on the show, oh my God, Gilly figured it out. Gilly figured, are you working?
No.
Okay, you're just listening. You're just listening. Okay, awesome. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate that.
I came in when you were stating how you were literally close to like just tearing the house down. And as anybody, none of this platform knows, like I will do that in 2 seconds and without fail harm myself, like injure myself or something that is mine, like my coffee maker. And at the end of the day, it doesn't help. It didn't help.
You have to turn the TV down.
Better. It's Mary J. Blige. Oh. Okay, hold on.
I don't
turn the TV down.
I don't think it's the TV. I think it's her son singing.
Maybe.
I think it's her son singing. So Gilly, look, Gilly.
Oh my Lord, have
Gabe,
mercy.
so I'm gonna tell everybody who you are, Bruce. Bruce is my fucking drinking partner. He's my drinking partner. We sat around yesterday and drank old fashions. I don't know how many for a minute. It was a great time.
Under the
So
situation, it had to have been 12 each.
I doubt we had 12
Oh,
drinks.
you two
You're
were belligerent.
exaggerating. I'm sure that wasn't.
Absolutely not. I was Gilly from Philly 17 times in a row, and you were hysterical every time you said it.
So I go to the same little spot all the time, and it's the same little group of people, and this is why it's so hard for me when I witness these toxic behaviors, and I'm watching the way women talk and all that, because I'm not around people like that. I don't know what they do out, but they don't come across. I'm not saying they don't have toxic behaviors. They're out in public, whatever, but I'm saying
Oh,
we're not
some of
having
the
these conversations.
most of the accomplished women beaters are so well liked in public.
Yeah. And they're
Yes, they
so,
hide their toxic very well. Most of them.
well, yeah, but I don't know that you can hide shit. I don't know that you can hide
You
toxicity.
can't.
I don't know that you can really hide toxicity. I really
Oh,
don't.
sure. I've known someone to hide it 3 years.
Eh, I mean, maybe. Sorry. Yes. Hey.
What's up, baby?
What's up,
Hey,
baby? What's
you know
going
what,
on?
man?
How are
Hey,
you?
Kim, let me tell you something. Let me tell you guys something.
Okay.
This girl right here, man, is from another planet. You hear me? Um, the alcohol is added, but we get so much stuff done. You hear me? We get so much stuff done, guys, when we just sit there and talk. And there's Gilly from Philly, right?
Yep, Gilly from Philly.
Hey, look. Gilly, hey, here's Gilly. I ain't from no
Gilly,
damn.
Gilly,
I ain't from no damn
Gilly.
Philly.
I don't know, damn.
All right, it's on. You good to go? Hey, I love what you're talking about. Hey,
Hey, look.
Oh, I know exactly who.
Yes, sir.
Lord
the
have
conversation
mercy.
is about to get interesting.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So, since you're a gentleman and a man,
Uh-oh.
I
Go
mean,
ahead.
what is your encounters with women and toxic behaviors? Like, have you witnessed this firsthand? I'm like, do you know women who say they have toxic behaviors, but then say, well, if I didn't act like this, then you'd be worse. You know what I mean? That kind of shit.
Um, I guess I just pay attention to women so much more now, and of course I'll never be anything but a gentleman. But I listen to a lot of the confusing and mixed up shit women say now, and it's like, oh my God, I've been listening to this shit all my life. I'm crazy. Women go 50 different directions at one time. I ain't like it's crazy. But I think that women truly want to find themselves, find love, and
Yeah.
and be okay. Uh,
Yes.
with
Just be.
just as many women that I see that are toxic, I see a bunch of them guys that are trying to really just get this shit together. I really do.
That part.
I
That
really, I see a lot of them that are trying to get this shit together too. So, um, I gotta say the good with them, but then also, you know what? I also really believe that women are so much better by themselves when you talk to them. You can get five of them together and they'll forget they would. They'll be, I love you like it's some crazy shit, man. What? I don't need a
This
man.
is true. This is true. This does happen. And
Each other.
I mean, it does happen. But Gilly, I mean, I mean, we've talked about it. You've been handing me my ass the last couple of weeks too about my behaviors. But like Bruce was saying, he wished that more women were, but more supportive and told the truth to each other. You know what I mean? And really,
right. Just a pure example of you see somebody out with their friends. I watch a lot of YouTube videos of car shows, and you see a lot of females walking around in outfits that their friend told them that look good, that they never ever. Don't listen to that friend who told you that look good. That right there is toxic, very toxic behavior. You should not have worn that, my friend. And whoever told you that is not a friend.
Oh my God. Somebody did my wife. My wife, she exercises. She doesn't eat. She is just crazy about her
very fit
weight and being, slim or no. I'm sorry. I'm not going to say slim. I'm going to say fit. She's crazy about being fit. And somebody stopped her in the mall, and they said, "Well, I remember you from school. You were always, you always look good and had everybody together." And my wife said, "And you look good too."
Liar. Liar.
I got in her shit as soon as that girl left. I was like, "Oh, hey, we'll see you later." And then as soon as the girl walked off, I looked at her and said,
She didn't look no kind of good.
Hey, I would rather you answer, yeah, it takes a lot of hard work and discipline, girl. I did this, woo, 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 I'm doing. I would rather you say that or thank you than you look good too, gone to go look
right. Right. Stop complimenting those ugly babies.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You see a baby that's ugly, say, "Oh, that's a baby. It's cute. You don't have to lie."
I wish women would inspire each other to do better. And and that's what I love about dudes, my best friend, he'll say, "What the hell you going with that shit on?"
Yeah, we'll call you out in a second.
Man on here, man, they'll tell you, man, that boy would give it to them if they do some crazy. Where you going with that bullshit on?
Get your shit together.
You ain't going with me with that on.
Me and Gilly have done that. I'm putting on stuff and Gilly go, "Take it off right now. Just take it the fuck off. Get it off.
Burn it.
You're not wearing that. You're not doing that." You know what I mean?
I actually go through your feed and critique things from 2-3 years ago and ask if you still have it and tell you to burn it.
Should be like, you need to get rid of that shit right now.
But then I will say, in all honesty and complete transparency, I do have another friend that I don't say boo to because I don't love her as much.
Yeah.
Oh, see, we should only talk to the ones we love because really.
What's being said is that I should, if I feel that way about this woman, stop talking to her completely. Be real in it.
Yeah.
Solid Blue Sisters here. Hey, love.
Hello,
she's got a podcast. She's got 2 podcasts. She does it with a. She's dope.
That glass looks really good.
We've been on each other's show a couple of times. She's come and talk. She's really, I like her a lot. So, and Bruce, like, it's so dope. And Gilly's here. Like, I'm so excited right now. Like, seriously, this is the most that I'm social.
Hey, Cam.
Yes. Listen, baby.
What is that?
Tell you how beautiful your hair looked tonight, and that I thought it looked much fuller and thicker.
Go to.
Get in bed. I'll be right there.
Now you showed everyone, Bruce. You do that.
Hey, get in bed. I'll be right there. For what?
I think it looks beautiful. Mute your phone, Gilly. Mute your thing, Gilly.
Girl, I thought I did.
Hey, Cam.
Yes.
Tell him how you did. No, day before yesterday. Tell him how you did.
That was yesterday.
No, it was the day before yesterday. Remember?
No.
Or earlier? No, Monday.
And you left the flask too. Not the flask. You left the bottle when you left.
Oh, okay.
That was yesterday.
Which was Monday.
Oh, yesterday was Monday. I hate you, Bruce. You know what? That's not okay. But
now some brown liquor babies. That's what I'm going to call you, the brown liquor baby crew.
Yeah, that's what I was telling everybody. How you were.
No, what do we drink now?
Old fashions.
What is that?
We're bougie.
Oh no, Gilly, you're not supposed to know what that is.
It's a
Oh,
drink.
oh, she's not supposed to know.
But let me tell you, I'm going to tell you what happened yesterday. This is what Bruce did. Bruce said, "Oh my God, my mama called. I got to go. Take this to the head." We was on our third one. And I had already had 2 drinks before he got there, at least 2. No, actually, I think 3, because I think Big Daddy bought me one too. So now he's like, "Take it to the head. I got to go."
What did I say? What is the magic number with her?
He he takes it to the head. He takes one to the head. He goes, "Take this to the head, take this to the head." So we, both of us, put it down, right? And he looks at me and he goes, "Oh, I ain't got to go. We're having another one." I was like,
sneaky.
Here. Sneaky.
Sneaky.
Look. Speaking of Big Daddy, shout out to Kim. She helps the homeless, tired, and destitute.
With what?
She truly gives of herself. Hey, thank you, Kim.
The fact is, all 3 of us know what that means.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm a generous. I feel like men will be men, and as long as they are not, sexually assaulting me, which I wouldn't want anyone to be, of course. I mean, I grope people all the time. Okay, I mean, Bruce can if he's sitting next to me, I'm touching his arm, his shoulder. I'm touching the guy next to me, the girl next to me. If there's a woman next to me, she's getting groped.
She don't do that. She's playing.
Not sexually, bro. I'm saying like touch their arms, their shoulders, their back. Women, I mean, I'll touch women's hair, like touch I mean, I'm just saying, I'm definitely, So look, if the next dude that sits down next to me at the bar gropes me now and again, then so be it.
That shit was funny. Oh my God. Hey, look, no. When he left, you were like, "Bruce, I am fucking tired. This man attacked me." I said, "Good for you, baby."
You made me spill my drink. I mean, it's rough at the bar. But you know what? Seriously, we have conversations at the bar too. Even when we're drinking, we have conversations about men and women.
We do.
A lot, and other men will come in, and then we all start, chit chatting or whatever. And I get some of my content from there. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Hey,
This comes from us, right?
What about our one friend who is just totally against everything? Period.
What one friend that's totally against everything?
Electric car. I won't say his name. You don't know?
No. Wait a minute. Let me think about it.
Funny.
I've had a rough day. Electric car. No.
Hey, he ticks everybody off at the bar when he comes in there.
He ticks everybody off?
Yeah.
Tell him what shirt he had on.
Oh, yeah. Hey, look, I think women should be barefoot in the kitchen.
Oh, I must not know him.
Oh, you know it.
Oh, you would have went off.
No, she didn't. Hey, Kim is different now. She goes off a whole lot less.
Because you keep playing with the liquor.
Do I go off a whole lot less?
You go off a whole lot less now. You're not.
Oh, look at Jay. We can actually. I can do that. I can do a show from the bar. Actually, the owner, he doesn't care if we do it in there. He don't care. We should do that, Bruce. We're gonna do next Tuesday. We'll meet at the bar.
Okay.
That would be hilarious.
That would be.
Why is the
awesome.
Screen so bright? This is horrible.
Yeah, it would be great. Exactly. Yeah, because if there's other people into there too. Like we can do a whole. I mean, yeah, we can do that. That's something we should do. Definitely, I agree. So, but right now I want to go back because.
Yeah, let me
here.
Leave.
Oh, leave I want to talk about this.
I threw you off. Let me leave. Yeah.
No, you don't have to go. But you didn't throw me off. I'm back. But. Yeah, no, I might have to take a trip. Yes, you might, barefoot in the kitchen. Okay, Salad Blue. Listen, we don't. That's not what we're doing. So, but I want to talk about something else. This is more toxic behavior. So there was this guy. Oh, Jay, it was on your show on the Velvet Room. It was. I don't know. I don't want to misspeak again because I kind of popped in the middle and I mean in the beginning, but not the very beginning, and then I left before it was over, so I didn't get who everybody was. But I want to say he was a pastor, minister, something. And so he brought up Adam and Eve, which is to me ridiculous. Like, why would we ever compare ourselves in relationships nowadays to Adam and Eve? That makes absolutely no sense. Not to mention that Jesus and Mary Magdalene had their own relationship as well too. So we never talk about that. Why not? So I mean, either way, we're talking way too much time has lapsed. This world is not the same to try to comparison, but that's not what happened. He was basically saying, he said this, I'm just repeating it, that he did something really, really nice for his wife. And because he did something really, really nice for his wife, when he got home, he got top. Okay. So I was trying to comment. Ooh, I was trying to type. I was like, my little fingers were. First of all, now he was saying it like, men, just do something nice for her. Just one nice thing. And this is what happens. And so I don't know how toxic y'all think this is, but I'm just letting you know my man ain't got to do shit to get top. So I feel like this is one of those other toxic behaviors where it's like, well, if he's good to me, girl, tonight, if he do this or he do that, then that's manipulation. This is the toxic behavior that I'm talking about, right? I mean, don't you, am I wrong? This is manipulation, right? It is utter and complete manipulation. If I'm waiting for you to do something for me to give you something back,
That's kind of isolated because so many different relationships go through ebbs and flows. And there can be 2-3 months where one person is giving, and the other person isn't. And then they feel slighted. And then all of a sudden they do something and then they feel a different way. So it's a little isolated incident, but I know what you mean in the case of withholding or rewarding at your will and leisure. It's just not up to you. You're not the only one here. That man is not your accessory. A lot of women think that man is your accessory. Oh, I got the house, I got the job, I need a man, I need a baby.
right?
Now, if that man just did all the cooking and took care of the baby, I could go out and home club. I mean, goodness gracious.
Yeah.
If everybody went in with pure intentions, communication, and
Right.
fought fair,
Right.
then we might be in a better spot. And you know, my stance has always been very old-fashioned in the sense that know your role. If you know your role and you stop trying to step in somebody else's role and let them play their role, everybody's playing their role and we can all coexist.
Right.
No
And
one wants to play their role.
And whatever role that is, it doesn't have to add up to what everyone thinks is man.
It doesn't have to be misogynistic. Yes, not at all.
Yeah,
if I can make $70,000 as opposed to maybe you making 40, but one of us has to stay home. They're both equal jobs. They both add to the day. They both add to the plate.
Yeah.
And you just have to be a secure enough man to take that role or a secure enough woman to take that role. But a lot of women get in the career role, get a big head, and they think they're doing it all and they don't understand the other side of it. And the same vice versa. Each individual thing is a blessing and a job and a team effort. You just have to have really good intentions and be communicative about it. Aren't I insightful?
You are so fucking insightful. That shit on yourself.
You know what? I'm curious to know when the relationship gets to that point. That very small threshold from when women, meet you and screw you for nothing to now, I really don't want none. I have a headache. If you buy me this, I'm curious to know when women get to the point because, and you know what? You can even say, hey, I don't do it because I'll take it. But, I'm curious to know when is that little fine line and when.
Oh, you'll notice it. You'll notice it right away when they think they got you. And you'll notice it because they stop doing this all the time. They stop putting on the face all the time. You saw a little bit more dark circles around their eye. You saw a little bit more Negro than you used to see. That's when they think they got you. That's when it starts to change.
Yeah.
I can't speak on that. I'm going to speak on that, but let me say this. Subscribe, comment, like, share, comment, like, subscribe, in whatever order you want to do it in. SavageCom.entertainment, my dope ass producer, Jim Savage. Y'all follow, pay attention, whatever. And I'm just going to be honest. I can't speak on that because I don't roll like that. I don't give a damn. We making up before we go to bed and you getting,
Well, listen, but you know what? But you do sit in those circles. You do know women that do this. You all do. You know women that do
I
it.
mean,
So
I
what?
don't.
I mean,
What?
God, I
What
stopped.
are
I
some
stopped
of the
shaving my
exclusive?
legs 3 years in. I stopped shaving my legs. Haven't shaved them since.
Oh damn!
Dang.
Quit your ass. Hey look. Hey look. Hey look, Kim.
Yes.
But that can be easily rectified.
Don't.
It can be easily rectified.
Yes, easily rectified. Easily rectified.
Okay.
Men
Okay.
also think
Okay.
they
Here
got
we
you
go.
and
Here
stop
we go.
trying to
Here we go.
work at it.
Here we go.
It shouldn't.
Stop shaving your legs. What happened?
What? Oh, well, she fell off, so she'll get back
Oh.
on and tell you what happened. I know what happened, but she'll get back on and tell you. Let's see what Solid Blue said. But men also think they got you and stop trying to work at it. Okay, so this is how I feel about that, and I'm sure everybody knows this about me. I don't believe in working at it. I'm just gonna be honest. I have no desire, and what I'm manifesting doesn't require work. It solely requires peace and love and honor and adoration and rawness and authenticity. That's
Yeah.
it. I'm not working at shit. But I worked my whole freaking life. I worked my childhood to survive. I worked at surviving as an adult. And the last thing I'm going to do is let a man choose me and I got to work at it or he got to work at it. That shit better come so naturally. And look, it sounds like I'm going at Solid Blue, but I'm not. And I'm going to tell you why. Because she got that relationship. She got that balance, that she got what people look for and really, really want in a relationship. She do, per what she told me. So I'm not speaking on nothing she hasn't said publicly, so y'all know. But so she's got that. And she probably, and she'll tell you herself probably, I would say she probably don't work at it, and he don't have to work at it because that's where they're at now. And that's what I believe in. Like I said earlier, compromise, reciprocity, no, I don't. I'm not looking for any of those things. I'm not going to be in a relationship where we have to compromise. And I quote this. I've quoted it a couple times. I'm gonna quote her again because she's my girl, Eartha Kitt. Everybody takes the little video of her wrong. She said, "Compromise. You want me to get with a man and compromise? Why would I do that?" And everybody takes it wrong. Like, oh, she's just not willing. She's this. No. What she's saying is that we should be patient and wait for the mate that we don't have to compromise for. We don't wait to find the person that takes us wholly and solely for who we are. There's maybe only one, maybe two. I mean, we can go back and forth about that part of it. But at the end of the day, for me, there's one person that I am preparing myself for. One person, not 42 of them, which means the first 42 got to go because they not him. There's no point in me engaging. There's no point in me doing anything with the people other than us, creating a friendship. And I'm just gonna be honest, I got enough friends to right now in my life. I'm not in the position to just, continually take in men that can't talk to me but want to be my friend. You know what I mean? So we don't take each other for granted. Exactly. I mean, there's so many different things that we could say that will fall into this. And I know you came in a little late. I was saying that most men take out all the requirements for women. Every man I've ever seen talk about something want peace, right? Bruce, like you want peace. You said it. Yes, absolutely. Facts. We
do.
want to come home to, have the phone call. Baby, how you doing? You know what I mean? You all right? Are you good? What can I do?
I believe, Kim, I believe compromise and conversation, I believe those two things are a turn on though. I love, but why? You know what I mean? Because it opens up dialogue, and it gets us talking, and then that conversation turns into something else. And I believe in it. I really do. I believe in. I believe in. You know what? You're right. Or I believe in. I might not do what you say, right? I'll go out into the world and I'll come back. I'll open the door and I yell upstairs, baby, you were right. You know what I mean? I don't think it's compromise as much as it is how we accept stuff. You know what I mean? Nobody knows how to accept anything.
This
You
is
know,
true. I agree.
it's so crazy.
I agree.
Nobody wants to be the blame. Nobody wants to be the one that's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so silly now, man. I mean,
I mean,
oh,
and
how are we going to get together? How?
I mean, and that's the thing. There's nobody to blame. We don't have to be. We're not right or wrong. It's our perception. And when we
Yeah.
realize that it's our perception, that's your perception. The only thing that we can do at a point where we don't agree on perception is then at least, okay, so you perceive this wrong way, but let me be clear about my intentions behind what I said or behind what I did. That those were not my intention was not to be brass or whatever be the case, right? It wasn't my intention to be mean, ugly, indifferent, whatever, right? So, and I think naturally compromising. In other words, I have a friend who's he's almost as passionate as me. Now, Bruce will tell you, and I'm sure under no uncertain terms, he will tell you that not only when I drink am I loud, but if I'm talking about something I am truly passionate about, the whole block can probably hear me on 22nd Street.
I'm like,
And yeah, just a little bit. And I have a friend, and he's passionate like me. So sometimes when he talks, he gets really loud. And one time, I am super sensitive for people, believe it or not, screaming and hollering at me and being loud with me. It makes me sad, and I can like immediately start crying. Like within seconds, I can start crying. I think he was at the bar one night when somebody was dogging me out for being white, and I was crying. I started crying. I'm pretty sure it was you. And I was like, they said that. You wouldn't remember. Never mind. So anyway.
15, 20 drinks in. You would.
So.
No.
But yeah, and he not today. He does work for me for some of my investors and whatnot. He's an excellent person if you guys want a reference for anything in this area. He's an excellent carpenter. And but something happened with one of the jobs that I was overseeing that he was doing, and it didn't have anything to do with us. We weren't in the wrong or anything, but it was just an unfortunate situation. And so he was talking to me, and he got really loud, right? And he immediately said, "Oh my God, let me calm down because I'm not hollering at you, and I know I don't want to trigger you." Like he just knew based on our conversations that we had, and he naturally, I didn't ask him to, because I know that he's going to get that way. And I have to be okay with saying I still want to be his friend and be able to be around him if he can do that. And I'm saying that I can. And if I can't, I'll find a way that I can, because I value his friendship and his mind enough that I can, you know what I mean? And I need to work through my triggers anyway. So that's fine. But I thought it was just really kind of him to do that. You know what I mean? That he just said, hold on, let me back up because I'm getting loud and I don't want you to get upset.
You know what? He truly listened. Isn't that something?
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a really good friend.
That's beautiful, man. I mean, that's all we want.
Yeah, natural compromise. That's natural.
You know how it feels when somebody repeats something you told them a week ago, and you're like,
yes, it's great.
Hey, listen. Man, let's practice listening to each other. And you know my struggles with my kid and all this stuff. My therapist said, Bruce, you're not wrong for taking care of yourself. So for the last 60 days, I have been all Bruce. I have tripled my money. You know what I mean? Hey, Kim, I get Kim wallet every time I come down there and throw it in the highway. My mind is so clear now. I do not want to yell at anybody. I only want to have fun.
Right.
Only want to have fun, man. I mean, if we can find, you know what? I challenge everybody to do a week of just listening.
That's a great challenge.
Even if they're wrong.
That's a great challenge.
Let them talk. I kind of just let them talk, and you not say a word.
Great challenge.
And you know what? If you have to say something, and you start boiling inside, that's when you start making your little list of the stuff you need to do for you. Because you know what? it used to burn me up not to say anything. You know what I mean? I would be rocking. I
Right.
mean, that first week, I'm like,
Yes.
say nothing sometimes.
Right.
You know what I mean? If the wrong that stating won't get them killed, let them go do it. The world will teach them.
Mm-hmm.
The world will teach them way quicker than you will.
I mean, this is a true
One
statement.
week, maybe two. You know what?
No, next Tuesday. You got to come back on next Tuesday. Oh, we're gonna go be at the bar Tuesday.
Oh my God.
Okay, so first of all, let's just get this on the record. This show starts late in the evening, so we have to, Bruce. We have to, whatever we have to do, we have to make sure that we don't get there too early. Because if we do, we'll be on here live for real. Y'all talk about a show. Woo!
We have fun, and you know what? We have fun, and we include. We're the first two there, and we include everybody that comes in the door.
We do. We talk to everybody like we with everybody.
But no, you know what, Kim? That's something I think I sort of learned from you. You know, regardless of who comes in that door. Hey, that's cool. That's real cool, man. You know, because first time you did, I'm like, you don't know them folk. You know, that's real cool, man. You want everybody that comes into our little home base to feel special and welcome. So that's the beautiful part of you, friend.
You're so sweet. And you know, because I know how it feels not to be included and not to be kind. You know, people, if people think people are kind to me, I got news for you. That's a damn lie. People are not nice to me. Men aren't nice to me when I date them or in this dating realm that I'm in. People aren't some of my investors aren't nice to me. They don't speak to me kindly. I have had repeated accusations slung at me today that were false and been, I mean, just craziness. And I don't want anybody to feel that way. I don't want people around me to feel that way. I don't want men around me to feel defeated or, you know, what can I do for you? You know, that's my claim to fame to my male friends. What can I do for you? If you say to me that you are having a bad day, I don't want to know what your bad day looks like. You ain't got to explain it. You ain't got to be emotional. You ain't cry. What can I do for you? What can I do for you? That's all I know.
Truly who you are. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna leave. But watch this. Listen. Guys, hey, Kim, can I tell this? Somebody told me this today.
Okay.
And it was so deep, guys. And after I say it, I'm gonna leave. Okay. An older guy. Number one, this guy, he's the one that told me. He said, Bruce, he said, I'm retired and I'm in the dessert stage of my life. I said, what does that mean? He said, everything should be sweet. Okay. And I talk to him often. And today he told me a joke. It's sort of a joke.
Uh-huh.
He said there was a bird flying south for the winter. Somewhere up in Detroit, he caught a cold snap. Oh, there you go. He caught a cold snap, and the bird froze and fell out of the air. He fell in a cow pasture. A cow came by, shitted on him. Okay. Now, that manure was so warm that it thawed the bird out. The bird was coming back around. He was about to come back alive. Now, as he was moving, a snake came by and cleared the shit off him and ate him. Everybody that shits on you is not your enemy. And everybody that cleans you up is not your friend. Guys, be ready.
Wait a minute.
Custom floats.
That was so fire.
Come and see me.
I had to come up with that one.
Yeah, Jay had to come on for that one.
Where'd he go?
That's how he leaves the bar. That's how he leaves the bar. Just like that.
That was a mic drop right there.
Yes. Like,
Holy
why do
shit.
I even want to go on anymore?
I want that story so bad. Like, he got to write that down. That was beautiful.
That was
Oh,
that was brilliant, actually.
all right, I'm out.
I love that. So, and I mean, I know we got way off topic. I know we were talking about toxic women and toxic behavior and, all of those things, but that is what I love about all of my shows is it doesn't matter which way, what direction that we go in. We're literally here. I'm here. I just want to dialogue. I just want to talk to you for a minute. I just want to say, hey, I just want to tell you what's been on my mind, what's been going on, what I think about shit. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to like it. I want you to talk about it, whether you like me or not. I want you to have a conversation about what we had a conversation about. Because, like Bruce said, if we're not having conversations and communicating, and we don't know. We're all so vastly different and unique. And it's important for us to be able to, I mean, at the bare minimum, tolerate each other, even though tolerance is such a horrible word. But at the end of the day, at the bare minimum, we should be able to tolerate each other. You know what I mean? And so I'm really grateful for everybody that came on the show and who's been interacting, and there's been some coming and goings. Please subscribe, comment, like. You can still share the show even after the fact, because even though it's live now, it will obviously be up for viewing after the fact. And I've had quite a few views, right? Like for a newbie, Jay, I haven't done bad, right? So
You're doing awesome.
I'm definitely
Awesome.
grateful. I love the fact that Bruce and Gilly showed up tonight and came on. I'm so fucking grateful for them. For those of you who don't know, Gilly is my ride or die, my sister, my best friend, my road dog, probably my soulmate. Like, she's just the shit. And we do not hold back with each other. We tell each other the truth when it hurts. And you know what I mean? We pick each other up when we are face down, ass up in the dirt. And that's just what we do. Solid Blue Sister, you are so dope. And I love your interactions with me, because you always have one more question. She's so cute. And she has a show as well. Feel free to, drop your link. She's on Podbean as well with me. I'm on Podbeans on Sunday nights, 9 p.m. Central Time. And I am on YouTube, savagecom.entertainment with Jim Savage. Jim Savage, Tuesday nights, 8 Central Time. And obviously, from what I can understand, next Tuesday night, we will be actually on location at my little bar that I go to. They call it Black Cheers. They really do call it that, because we know everybody there. Like, everybody knows everybody. I mean, even if we're only in there a couple of times, I've been going there for so long now that, you still run across everybody. Every day I go in there, I run into people that I know, that I'm acquainted with, that are associates at least. So you just know the person hosting my show tomorrow is doing part 2 on Toxicity. I let people choose their own time. Nice. I love that. And Solid Blue Sister did a show on toxic masculinity, or, hosted a show. Yes, me too. I am glad that you showed up. And again, Gilly, thank you. Bruce, he shows up here as Bruce Craig, but on here he showed up as B-Love. Either way, thank you. I appreciate you. Jim Savage. It was so hard for me to say Jim just then. Jim Savage, thank you for everybody who showed up. And I'm going to say this, as I always do, and tonight specifically, because we're talking about women and their toxicity and their behaviors. I'm specifically speaking to Black men. And I just want you to know that I love you and that I adore you. I honor you. I respect you. I want you to know that you are so needed right now in your communities and your families. And, I just want you to know that there are women out there who still love you and respect you and honor you. And I believe in you immensely. And I'm going to continue to speak out for women, on women, and calling us out on our own shit, whether they like it or not. And I'm going to keep believing in you guys. I'm going to keep telling you and speaking to you and encouraging you and lifting you up. And I think it's important that we move in our own shit. So if you're women and you love men like I do and know that you need them in your life, then now's the time for as you as a person can step up and speak and encourage men in your life in a different way than you have before. So thank you again, everyone, for showing up. I'm out of here. I got to go finish drinking and doing something else. And I will see you guys next Tuesday. Bye.